Amidst the world's preoccupation with the war raging in the Middle East and close to major European countries, Putin surprised Trump and his allies with a stealth missile that entered the front line and set the capital Kiev ablaze above the heads of Zelensky and his soldiers. An unfamiliar missile fires heat flares that confuse the Patriot systems and turn them into burning rubble. It hunts its targets with infinite precision and is carried by all Russian and Soviet warplanes. Its range extends from Moscow to Berlin, Paris, London, and all European capitals, which will not escape its strikes. We reveal many secrets and details to you, dear viewer, about Putin's Winged Hunter X and his role in the Ukrainian war. Stay tuned with us. The Hunter X-101. Known as KH-101 or X-101, all versions differ only in their warheads. It is 6 meters long, 51 centimeters wide, and weighs between 2,650 and 3,350 kilograms. Its maximum speed reaches only 800 kilometers per hour, but its flight at altitudes below 100 meters makes it fast enough to avoid interception by ground defenses. At these altitudes, it is also hidden from view by conventional radars, which is one of its strengths, giving it the stealth capability to strike defense systems and create gaps in them for other warplanes or cruise missiles. Its range is 4,000 kilometers, which is sufficient to launch it from within the airspace toward any target not only in Ukraine, but across the entire European continent, whose armies are unable to deter it. The X-101 is launched only from air platforms, and there are no versions that can be launched from land. Although it shares many similarities with the Caliber missile, it is more accurate and dangerous. The missile is powered by a liquid-fueled turbojet engine, which is simple, inexpensive to manufacture, and consumes little fuel, all of which contribute to the missile's range. The Russian X-101 missile is one of the few cruise missiles capable of carrying nuclear or biological warheads. However, to date, it has only been used with thermal, vacuum, fragmentation, and concussion warheads capable of penetrating underground fortifications. The warhead weighs up to 550 kilograms and is equivalent in power to the Russian Fab 1500 or American GBU-39 bombs, the most dangerous air bombs ever made. The greatness and danger of this type of bomb lies in its explosion engineering, as the thermal or vacuum warhead reacts with and burns oxygen and nitrogen atoms in the air, creating a vacuum in the explosion area. When this vacuum is filled, two cases of uneven air pressure occur. The first is a sudden drop, and the second is a sudden increase at a speed about 60 times faster than the speed of sound, which leads to the disruption of the walls and structural integrity of buildings and their destruction in a fraction of a second, turning them into rubble. The warheads that penetrate fortifications, known as kinetic energy warheads, consist of hundreds of kilograms of explosive materials of varying densities, molded to explode in succession with a time delay that cannot be detected or measured, directing the pressure of the explosion in a specific direction rather than randomly. The purpose of this design is to make the warhead capable of penetrating fortifications. Indeed, the missile penetrated 11 meters of concrete and 4.8 meters of reinforced concrete, and its explosion penetrated 130 centimeters of steel. The Hunter X-101, the most threatening weapon to NATO. Engineering-wise, the X-101 missile has a simple design that gives it high maneuverability and the ability to change course. The wings allow it to change altitude and maintain stability when flying at high speeds. It is guided by two of the simplest and most efficient guidance systems available. The first is an inertial navigation system, in which a computer built into the missile structure reads and analyzes data from sensors measuring temperature, speed, altitude, acceleration, weight, and a gyroscope to automatically determine its location without being intercepted or jammed by radar systems or early warning aircraft. This system also helps maintain the highest possible accuracy. The second system is the Russian satellite mapping system GLONASS, which is similar to the GPS global navigation system, but provides higher accuracy, with a margin of error of no more than 5 meters. X-missile strikes Ukraine defenses. In early March, the Russian Ministry of Defense released images of a Ukrainian Patriot system that had been completely destroyed. Had it not been for the remains of the platform's carrier door, no expert would have been able to identify it, indicating that it had been attacked by a high-precision winged missile. Given that Russian cruise missiles capable of hitting such a target can be counted on one hand, military observers believe that the missile used was likely the X-101 due to its maneuverability ability to evade radar systems and accuracy. Following these attacks and the precision achieved by the X-101 missile, NATO raised the threat level of this weapon in its defense scenarios. Most European armies today do not possess more combat and defense capabilities than Zelensky's army, which has repeatedly failed to deter advanced Russian missiles. Furthermore, any Russian strategic bomber can carry at least 14 X-101 missiles, each equipped with a warhead capable of delivering 25 to 50 kilotons, for a combined yield of nearly 500 kilotons. This quantity of nuclear bombs is capable of turning the old continent into a piece of hell. The real danger is not in the missile's warhead, but in deterring it, a task that is considered impossible. This missile flies at low altitudes and has a range of 4,000 kilometers. In addition to its ability to carry biological, nuclear, and chemical warheads, it is a weapon that threatens human existence across the entire European continent. Operational history. In fact, the Russian X-101 is not new to the battlefield. The first generation, the Kh-55, entered Soviet service in 1980 and performed remarkably well in Afghanistan, Chechnya, Crimea, and other wars. Its successive successes prompted Russian arms manufacturers to develop a version based on it. In 2001, the Russian Defense Ministry announced the successful testing of both the Kh-101 and Kh-102 versions of the X-101 as air-launched precision-guided missiles. According to military blogs and open sources on the web, Russia has at least 350 X-101 missiles of both versions, with no evidence of their use by other armies. This is likely due to its high production cost, which reaches approximately $600,000, prompting Russian market customers to purchase the caliber, which has similar advantages and costs no more than $110,000. In mid-2022, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense spotted a military manufacturing facility west of the capital Kiev being hit by a winged missile launched by a Russian Su-35 aircraft without entering Ukrainian airspace. The ministry's investigation concluded that the missile used in the attack was an X-101. And you, dear viewer, what is your assessment of the Hunter X missile? And how do you think NATO forces could deter it in the event of a confrontation?